Great morning. Well, this morning I just wanted to give my 2 cents about the mail in voting. Now, we know that Trump has put one of his guys in there that knows nothing about the Postal Service, which is no longer authorizing overtime. He's doing everything to slow it down to try to get people angry, to get it privatized so one of his goon buddies can sit there and make a lot of money again. And believe him when he tells you who he is, that mail in voting, is going to be horrible. Bags of mail will just get lost. Okay? Now, I know that I'm not in Florida, and so I had Ronald grab my mail and was mailing me up the Democratic the Democratic voting thing, and I never got it. Okay, it never arrived. All my other mail has gotten here except for that. Now, call me crazy, but what I believe they should be doing that would work is buy a bunch of like the postal mailboxes, okay, that you find on the corners, but make it just for voting so they can be, put around the city, a number of places in the city, and people can just drop off their mail-in voting, okay? And don't rely on the post office. Don't rely on Trump's man to actually get the votes to the election office. So set up a volunteer squad of people, whatever it is they need to set up. Put the voting boxes, list where they're going to be at. Very simple. List the areas where they are, locations, and people can mark their ballots and drive through, okay, and drop off their ballot. Okay. So, this is a way to do it where we don't rely on the Postal Service. We don't rely on one of the Tangerine Tyrant's goons to get the votes to the voting office. Okay. Maybe give a little extra time. If they gave it like a 2 days process, send them out early, let people mark their ballots and drop them off. And then the ones that are, having to be mailed, like mine will have to be mailed, unless I get a house here and I can get registered here. Hopefully that will happen. I'll get a house and I'll be able to register to vote here without having to mail a ballot in. That would be better. But I think that would solve a world of problems. Okay? Buy, the mailbox and paint it red, white, and blue. It's an elections box. Distribute them around the cities. Okay? And that way they can be dropped off without interference from one of the Tangerine Tyrant's goons that's already said they're going to do whatever they can to make this a nightmare, okay? To make it a nightmare. And so that's my 2 cents, okay? If you think this has merit, distribute this video, make it viral if you think that it's got merit. But this is a way that I see that people can be safe. They can get their ballots filled out. They can drive, drop it off, from the safety of their car, drive it, drop it off in the box, be on their merry way. And that way, you don't have to rely on the Postal Service, which, again, we've got the typical thing. Trump is an anarchist. He wants to tear this country apart from the inside out. So who's he put? The person least likely to be able to do the job, that's who he puts in. Okay. So we need to be smart about this. We need to come up with a better voting system. And call me crazy, but I think that would work. Okay, I'd like to hear your comments about it. So anyway, that's my 2 cents on the voting thing, how to have the voting in a more secure way that's secure to get the ballots in without interference. Okay, and it's secure so that you can, drop it off, wear your mask, and you're fine. Okay, so I'm going to leave this here. Much love and light to everyone. Please be safe out there. And I will see you online.